Dr. Anthony Harper here. Blessed to be with Itzhak Levit.
Yeah.
Okay. We're here at the Jewish Federation event, the global conference. So what is your role with, I know you're with the Givati Brigade. What is the Givati Brigade?
I will start with the Givati Brigade Association, which I head. I'm the chairman of this organization, which in fact is a civilian organization, but composed from people that were commanders in the Givati Brigade in the past. Also some bereaved families that are part of our organization, and our main purpose is to support one of the main brave brigades in IDF, which is named Givati Brigade. Givati Brigade.
Mm-hmm. What is your role with the brigade?
Oh, we do a lot of stuff. Let's say our mission statement is that we, first of all, preserve the heritage of the brigade. And there is a lot of heritage in 1948 because the brigade was established in the independence war. The second is to perpetuate the fallen soldiers, and unfortunately Givati Brigade over the year have more than 1,100 fallen soldiers, which in Israeli scale is a huge number. And the third is to care about the welfare of the soldiers and those that have been already discharged. When I say welfare, it's a lot of things. We take care of lone soldiers, we take care of all the wounded soldiers, of the bereaved families. We, from time to time, make them event in order to, to take 3 days of agony, 3 days of mourning, and to transform it into 3 days of joy. So we do it every year for more than 30 years. We have our headquarters in the south of Israel, where we have a museum, we have a memorial hall. We have really a lot of activities. We support families from very social, economic background that their sons serve in this brigade. That is more or less.
You were in the Israeli military as well?
Yes, I serve in several elite units of IDF. In one of my positions, I was a commander of one of Givati Brigade battalion. The name of the battalion was Rotem. It was about 30 years ago. Since then, I am in the high-tech industry. I am a CEO of a high-tech company in Israel. And what I'm doing for the Givati Brigade is more for my soul, for my spirit. Okay, I do it on a volunteer basis. And for business, I am in high-tech. For Parnassah, we say in Hebrew, for our way, for our living.
What's the significance of having this event here, the Jewish Federation Global Conference, in light of the rise of anti-Semitism, and I think especially what happened in Amsterdam?
Yes, people are so crazy about what happened in Holland, but I think that it is happening all the time, everywhere. Okay, in Holland it was more broadcasted because it was several people. But when you think about that, I remember about 2 or 3 weeks ago, something similar happened in Paris, not with so many people, but with a guy wearing a kippah, and they started beating him. It happened very, very often. And I think that one of the main purposes of this General Assembly is to, first of all, to embrace each other. One of the main weak points of the Jewish people, we have our own opinion on any topic, and that makes sometimes us to be split into different. So I think this is like a general gathering. Let us be all together and try to see how we can enlist the world in order to fight the fight that actually Israel is fighting, but in fact it is the fight of the world. Israel is fighting against the worst enemy of the civilization, is the Muslim extreme terrorism. And we are right now in the front. Yes, that's no doubt about that. With the Houthis, with Hezbollah, with Hamas, in Syria, in Iraq, we have a lot of stuff. But when you think about the long run, who is sponsoring everything? It is Iran. If Iran is sponsoring everything, they are also sponsoring and financing the terrorist activities, even in South America, in Venezuela, in Africa, in Sudan, and so on, Nigeria. And I think that they have their own agenda, and not always the Western world understand what is their agenda. And Israel is there in order to raise up the awareness of how risky, dangerous is the extreme Muslim, and to try to create like a type of coalition of people that understand that the threat is not on Israel. Israel is just because we are located in the Middle East, we are like born on the throat of the Muslims, okay? But the problem is a major problem of all the world. And I hope that America, under this administration, under the upcoming administration, will understand that we have to fight together, united, even together with Europe, in order to eliminate, first of all, the regime in Iran, which is right now leading all this for many years already.
Regarding Lebanon, Hezbollah is in Lebanon, and the Lebanese government has not evicted, they have not gotten rid of Hezbollah there. So I'm wondering what you might think about the Hezbollah being enmeshed with Lebanon, and even Lebanon not willing to expel them.
Yes, this is really something that, most of the people don't understand. At the end of the day, Hezbollah, they don't really have a good reason to fight against us. Think about that. In 2000, Israel withdrew from Lebanon, okay? So the only justification that they had that we conquer the south of Lebanon, they don't have anymore. So why they continue fighting with us? The only reason they can fight is because Iran is their proxies, and from Iran point of view, they are doing the black work against Israel, but on behalf of them. So Hezbollah is doing what they are doing, the same in Gaza, and the same with the Houthis and other organizations that are serving the same purpose.
Now that President Trump has won this U.S. election, how does President Trump impact Israel's security look going forward, do you think?
I think as far as I can judge, and I'm not a politician, or I'm trying to remain affirmant, but I think that President Trump proved in his previous administration that he understands the key issues of the main forces in the world, and I believe and really hope that he will undertake the right direction in order to, first of all, make America great again, because if America will be great, all the world will be great. Two, to somehow split the evil axis, which was created, under the last administration in some way, Russia, and China, and of course Iran. And hopefully, after 4 years of his administration, the world will be a better place to be in.
Yes, we do hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I think that he had the skills, the motivation, and the right thinking, very clear thinking. That's what I like in Trump very much, that he had a very clear thinking. People think it is black and white. I don't think it is black and white. It is simply a deep understanding of the material, of the situation, who is bad, who is good, very clear. And then you lead also the right decision, and you lead the right action.
Okay, just wanted to clarify, previously with the brigade, were you a colonel?
Yeah.
Retired.
Yeah.
And very important position that you served there. And I appreciate you sharing today.
Thank you. I just maybe want to share a few words about the brigade itself.
Yes,
the brigade itself was established in '48. In fact, the Givati Brigade was the brigade that prevent the Egyptians to invade Israel, because they made a major plan in order to conquer all Israel and to wash away all the Jews to the sea. So the main army in those days was the Egyptian one, and Givati Brigade was stationed in the south of the country, and really with something that you only can think it is a type of miracle. Rationally, it couldn't happen. They managed to stop the largest army in the Middle East. To give you just a scale, Givati Brigade by then was about 2,500 soldiers. Okay, most of them survivors from the Holocaust, some from the kibbutzim in the north, in the center, and in the south of the country, against more than 15,000 Egyptian soldiers. So it's incredible how they managed to do that. This is one. In '55, the Givati Brigade became a reserve, and it was re-established following the first Lebanon War in '82. And since then, the Givati Brigade, for over 40 years, has been leading most of the main operations in the Gaza Strip. Mm-hmm. Okay. The last one, of course, is the war, the Iron Sword War, that Givati led the three main maneuvers. On the 28th of October, the first entrance into Gaza, of course, other units as well, but Givati was always on the front line. The second one, 1.5 months later in Khan Yunis, followed by the last maneuver in Rafah before 3.5 months ago. From time to time, the brigade went out of the Gaza Strip for a short retreat, but now they are holding also the Philadelphia corridor and doing operations inside Rafah in order to try to eliminate those that are still alive. In total, by the way, I don't know if you are aware, but more or less 70% of the terrorists of Hamas were killed, were eliminated. Most of the leaders, including the political leaders and so on, you know, Sinwar and Def and all this stuff. I'm optimistic, by the way, about the outcome of this war. I think that there was a major failure on the 7th of October. We cannot deny that, and we have to understand that happened, and we have to investigate how that happened in the right time. Mm-hmm. But I think that what Israel proved is that Israel can recover very fast. And when you look what happened since the 7th of October, over the month, a year plus after, it's really incredible. I don't think that not Hamas, nor Iran, nor Hezbollah believe that we will be so determined to eliminate them as organization. They thought maybe that we are split because political, because the reform, because this and that. They don't understand how determined we can be, and the generation of the fighters of this generation are, you know, I was in the army for many years. I think the best of breed. The best of breed. The commander, the soldiers in all the units, not only in Givati. The best of breed.
There's so much has happened. When I convey that a lot of evangelical Christians are praying for Israel to defeat all their enemies, for comfort in all the pain.
We have, by the way, in the association, several Christian organizations that support us. Mm-hmm. Very dedicated. One of them is Bridge for Peace, which are based in several countries, but of course also in Israel. But we have some others, Christian organizations that somehow they became, you know, fans of the Givati Brigade, and they support us all over the years in order to help our soldiers, our fighters, the wounded soldiers, the bereaved families, etc.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Doctor.